folks. Thank you for coming to the solar stage. Teresa Dawson, Military Families for Justice, is going to be speaking about the veterans' perspective to the wars. Teresa's been an activist in Columbus for a long time. She has a son who is actually deployed, going to be deployed for the third time. And she would like to speak to you and give you a perspective of the veterans.
Thank you, Tim. And I'd like to thank all my friends at ComFest, because 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when we started doing this, it was very difficult to get people to stand up next to you when you were a military family opposed to the wars. And we were initially opposed to the war in Iraq. My son is a sergeant now with the Ohio National Guard. I went to his mobilization briefing this morning. He's getting ready to go on his 3rd tour of duty. And as a mother, you can imagine what it's like to have your child in a danger zone all the time, not knowing what's going on until you get that email or you get that phone call from him. But I'd also like to say, more than just a military mom, because the Columbus Dispatch always neglects to put this in. I am an Ohio University graduate where I studied law enforcement and criminal justice. And I also studied war and terrorism.
I don't want to shake it now.
And I can tell you that the way that we're going about this war was wrong, not just because it was lies, but because it's the wrong way to fight terrorism. And as we've all seen, it's actually inflamed terrorism throughout the world. And like I learned in college, it's a matter of time before it comes to America because of all the interference that we've done over the years in different countries. What I ask of people who are continually opposed to the war, we know it's bankrupting the country, we know it's broken the military, we know it's the same 1% of the population going again and again. I ask that you make an appointment with your local senator's office, your local congressperson's office, and tell them you're tired of paying for this war. You don't want a draft, you want the war to end. And as a taxpayer, you have the right to tell them that. It's great that people stand out in the street with a sign, but I have to tell you, going in and talking to them on a one-on-one level, and even a group of you, say take someone from the religious community and your neighbors, and say, look, we're tired of paying for this war. What are you going to do to actually bring these troops home? We didn't have our National Guard when Katrina happened. We won't have our Ohio still gets floods and tornadoes, but yet we've had the largest deployment of our National Guard since World War II go out the door last year. It would have been helpful when the hurricane came through Columbus last September to have had the Guard here instead of having our short-staffed Sheriff's Department and law enforcement, many of whom are also reservists themselves, either getting ready for a deployment, on a deployment, or just returning from a deployment. That is a national security risk. That is a state security risk. And if we continue to mess in other parts of the world where we don't belong, in fact, the Iraqi parliament, you probably didn't see this in the paper, in June of 2005 was the first time that they officially asked us to leave their country. The only place you would have found that was in the French papers. I don't really have too much else to say, except I appreciate the support over the years that I've received from the people of Columbus. And if anyone calls any of my friends hippies, they better say it in a nice way. Thank you.
Woo! Woo! I'm just helping out a little.
Thank you.
7:10. I'm going to get those guys set up as soon as we can. They were here now.
Want to speak?
Huh?
Want to speak?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, that's all.
Pretty much what's in the file there, keyboard and banjo in the back.
How's it going? Grew up wanting to be an Army general my life. Playing Army when I was a kid. When I was 17, the hippies got a hold of me and straightened me out. About 4 years later, I said, hey, why can't I be a peace Army general? Wage peace at war's pace. Try to convey peace in a dynamic, courageous manner to take a dent, or not take a dent, to flatten these evil, heartless, cold-blooded people who want to squander our resources, our energy, our finances, and generally lie to us. Trying to think of the most recent thing I've uncovered. Comprehensive annual financial report is the second set of books that the government keeps. County, city, and state people have another account that we don't hear about. But this war, you know, it shouldn't have been. 9/11 was a black ops technology job that our media consortium went along with, supported, and all these brave men and women that are serving their country, that's what they signed up for, should be at home with their kids, protecting us from what could befall us should the federal government's finances not work out. It's shaky at best. You know, the Federal Reserve is a private consortium that charges us interest to print our money and then takes that money back and puts the interest in that money. I don't know where they put it, Switzerland, I guess. And asset-based money is where we print our own money. We put it out there for people to do stuff for our people, our club, the government, you know. Rah, rah, USA, it's our club. And then that money stays out there just forever, you know, it just circulates. And originally we were supposed to finance our government through tariffs and trade with foreigners, you know. We just print enough money to get our services done and bring in a little income to exchange with foreign governments and foreign people. But heard Andrew Jackson was the last president to stand up against the Federal Reserve folks, international banksters. But you know, our soldiers went over there. It wasn't the army we wanted, it was the army we had. It was a rush job. They planned 9/11 like probably years in advance, but left the military thing to people who, well, it was probably like second or third string that actually carried off the war. The original leaders in the military were relieved for not wanting to go into the thing with so few troops, to leave it unprotected. I just found out that I haven't vetted this, but I was watching Stephen Jordan was talking to Alex Jones about double eagles. There's a neuro-linguistic program to make super soldiers. They were carrying it out during Gulf War I, and they forgot to throw in the black ops. They became constitutionalists. And I don't know if it was Bush or Clinton that they booed off the stage, but if it was Bush, that's why we didn't go in. There was, 500,000 troops. But yeah, we're in the quagmire. We're paying people not to fight us and using depleted uranium, which is dangerous for our soldiers to carry. Leaves radioactive waste
We went around.
in the cradle of civilization.
Is this all the water you have?
And appreciate everybody showing up to support the troops. It's not a whole lot. I mean, everybody in this freaking event saw this. Notice this place should be, wall to wall.
That's gone.
But I don't know what the deal is. The media, everybody's thinking they're working too much.
Who is this guy?
I like driving by golf courses and yelling, yeah, it must be a myth. People don't have time to keep track of their government. So people got time. It's just,
Where's
I don't know
gonna
whether
get
they
more
got
water?
the energy.
Where can we get water?
Oh, it's too much. You can't do anything. Or this is a funny one. Let God take care of it. Why don't you go home and
Over there,
pray
the
8
little
hours?
shelter
And
thing?
check your mailbox. See if your check shows up. Tell the electric company. Well, God's going to take care of it. God put us on this planet with a free will and technology and energy, and it's up to us. Trying to make a difference in the world. Is there any Iraq veterans here? I was hoping they'd be here. Vietnam? I would have gone. I missed it by 2 years, but I was real gung-ho little kid. And my parents always said, Bruce, it's not a camp out where you take guns. But I didn't know any better. So we're trying to, a lot of cool people here. I think they got their heart in the right place. Don't realize democracy's an action. Republic is an action. Democracy is mob rule. So, trying to think of a poem that I've done. There's a kind of sarcastic little song. We are the sheeple, my friend, and we'll keep on sleeping till the end. We are the sheeple, we are the sheeple, no time for truthers, 'cause we are the sheeple of the world. Well, it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. We become a freaking menace to the whole human race, but we muddle through. Let me tell you, it's boring, boring, boring. And then I go, we are the truthers, my friend, and we'll keep on singing till the end. We are the truthers, we are the champions, no time for liars, 'cause we are the truthers of the world. Well, America's, I've been talking to a lot of different groups about this upcoming crisis. The people that said the financial crisis of a year ago or last September is going to be even worse this September. And, people are circling the wagons, and they don't want to hear me say that, we owe a debt of something to the third world. We've come a long way, baby, on their backs. But we do got to take care of the house here. So thanks for coming out. Peace.
Falling apart, you wanna hang on, so I'm letting you go.
your mind. Just give him a call, I want you to see that love isn't real and your heart doesn't bleed. You can come back when they let you down. All cards are out, I follow your lead. I'm all in need and I'm stuck inside. You can come back and give us a try. Stuck in the hurt,